We are here. We are live. All right. Welcome. Happy Monday. And welcome to our Team Sweaty Lovely Life team call. It's June 17th. I feel like every time I get on a team call, we're always saying the month is flying by. Well, June is flying by. And we are having a great month. So I'm just going to go right into some recognition really quick and shout some people out because we have some ladies who are crushing it. So I want to shout out our coach of the week, which is Shay. Shay is at Success Club 8 already. So she is cruising towards Success Club 10 for the second month in a row. So I am super proud of her because I know she has just been nonstop going. She is overcoming every sort of mindset setback. I reach out to her whenever I'm in a funk. And I'm like, what are you listening to, girl? Because she is just relentless and just sharing her passion and helping as many people as she can. And I just love watching her go. And I'm super proud of you, Shay. So I want to shout her out. I want to shout out Leah, who is at Success Club 6 already, and I know that she is cruising towards Success Club 10, changing 5 lives this month. We've got a couple people that are super close to Success Club. So Chris, who is my father, you guys don't know him. He's my Control Business Center. So there's changed 2 lives there. Allie is at 4, so she's changed 2 lives. And then we have Alex and Jordan who have changed 1 life. And I know that they are working super hard at changing even more. So we are having a great month. I know we'll get lots of more girls on this board in the next 2 weeks because we do have that $20 off deal going on this month. June is like a huge month. I know that June was the month that I went all in with coaching. This is just like an exciting time, you guys. I heard on a call the other day about the pre-summit slump, which I didn't think was a real thing up until like the
I'm
past.
feeling it.
Yeah. I didn't think that was a real thing until April and May happened. And with that said, I know that mindset is everything. And I feel like I truly, truly believe, and I know that this is 200% true with myself, that as soon as I think that something is hard, or as soon as I tell myself that I can't do something, or if I let that doubt creep in, you guys, energy really does attract energy. And I truly believe that's when things just stop flowing. When you are just leading with belief and trust, I know that's when the universe just jives. I don't know how else to explain it, but I was just saying the other day that I feel like when I am just feeling great and feeling good, my conversations flow, people respond, people, are more trusting of me. They want to interact more, and things just tend to fall into place. So golden rule, if you're feeling in a funk, don't just sit there. Lean into it, lean into what's bothering you, lean into what you're struggling with, and don't ever the slump does not have to get you, okay? The slump does not have to be real. It's all in our heads, okay? And we have tons and tons of momentum and things to look forward to. So with that said, I want to just remind you all of, I'm going to stop I'm going to click my screen. Can you guys see this? Can you see my screen of Kenzie? Okay. All right. Crap. I didn't want to show you my editing board. All right. Full screen. Okay. So I want to introduce our guest speaker tonight, who is Kenzie Bone. I said that right? That's your, okay. So Kenzie, we were talking about it before we hit record. I actually did not know of Kenzie until I was on my way to New Hampshire in May. So it was mid-May, last month. And I was doing what I do. I was listening to all the YouTube. I was listening to all the team calls. And Kenzie was a guest speaker for Kate Schultes' team. So I was listening to her call and listening to her share her story, and just honestly just listening to her fiery personality, and I could not get enough. I loved and connected so much with her story. I connected with her mindset and journey with coaching and how she got into it, how she really found like her groove and her voice with it. And I just knew like we needed to have her speak to us as a team and share that with all of us, because I think it's something so many of us can relate to. So I won't go into that more, but I'll let her share that. But she is a 2-star diamond coach. She placed second place in Team Cup. She is a Success Club 10 All-Star, which is insane, you guys. That means that she has hit Success Club 10, aka has changed at least 5 lives every month for at least 12 months in a row, which is amazing. She is now a full-time coach, and she is a wife, and she is a mama. So I am so excited. Oh, and she today I saw is in the top 50 in the Northeast Beachbody coaches for elite rankings.
Yes.
So that's incredible. So I hope you have your notepads or something, take some notes, and I cannot wait to hear from her. So I'll stop my share, let you take it away.
All right, cool. Yeah, this is crazy. So I guess I'll introduce myself, and then I just like fair warning you guys, I have the biggest squirrel brain. Like every time someone's asked me to like speak on a call, I'm like, okay, what do you want me to talk about? And they're like, it doesn't really matter. I'm like, okay, good, because I just drop like it's bad. I'm just like everywhere. So bear with me. Like if you have questions, just ask, because I get so sidetracked. Like it's just ridiculous, but it's not always bad. Like I get sidetracked into like she said, like fire. I'm like, oh, but what about this? So, okay, I'll go introduce myself. I'm Kenzie Bone. I live, where is your team from? Like where are most of you guys from?
We're in mostly New York, but then we have some Texas. We have Illinois. Brittany? Am I wrong?
Illinois.
Indiana.
Oh, what part of Indiana?
Oh, Indiana.
She froze. No clue.
Did you freeze?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just south of Indianapolis.
Oh,
okay. Got it. My hometown is like on the border, like 45 minutes from Terre Haute. So.
Okay, yeah.
In that way. So, okay. Anyways, sorry, you guys. So we actually live over near St. Louis now. Backstory, I had my daughter in 2018, February 2018. And that was just kind of the point for me where I was like, I was getting ready to go back to work. I retired. We'll say retired. That's crazy. As a physical therapist assistant just a few months ago. But last February, I had my daughter, and I had kind of hit this point where I had always been active. I'd go to the gym. I would quit. I'd go to the gym. We'd eat healthy. We'd lose a lot of weight, and then we'd quit. And I told my husband, because I was to a point where I couldn't look in the mirror without wanting to cry. And the thought of that makes me so upset, because I had just had my daughter, who is the most precious thing in the world. Like she is the best gift I could ever ask for, but I couldn't look at myself in the mirror because of my body image, because I hated the way I looked. And I just knew, I told my husband, I'm like, I have to go back to the gym. And he works swing shift. He works at Anheuser-Busch, and he does 12-hour days sometimes. He works like days, and then he works nights, and then he works days and works nights. And he's like, Kenzie, there's just no way, like you're getting ready to go back to work and work 12-hour days. There's no way you're going to be able to make it to the gym. Like we have a 7-week-old baby. Like that's just not in the cards for us right now. And we were very much so those people that made fun of Beachbody beforehand. We were like, no, at-home workouts don't work. Like, yeah, I mean, I saw some of my best friends get amazing results, but I'm like, that's good for you and you're posting, but don't put me down for that, because I know that it doesn't actually work. So my husband was like, you're going to have to try it. Like, that's literally like, you're to a point, you just told me like, you won't look in the mirror because you hate your body so much. Like, and I knew, I'm like, I need to be more confident. I need to have that self-love. Like I need to be better for my husband and my daughter. So I reached out to my coach, and it was 80-day obsession time. It was March, and I was like, okay, like sign me up for this 80-day thing. I don't know what I'm getting into, but let's just do it. And it was like 3 weeks in, I was like, holy shit. Do you guys cuss? Is it okay if I cuss?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just like, holy shit. Like, I had dropped weight. I was feeling so much more confident. I was doing personal development. Who the hell even knew what personal development was before you started a challenge group? But that was just changing my mindset and my life so much. And at that time, like 4 weeks into this journey, my coach, she quit her job. Like, I saw on her Instagram, I was like, she just quit her job. How is that even possible? Like, I don't understand. So of course, like, I'm like, okay, I was already signed up as a coach. I was signed up as a discount coach. I had no idea, but that's what I was signed up as. And so I told my husband, I was like, look, she just quit her job. And he's like, okay. I'm like, what if I could just make some money? Because I had dropped 10 hours at work. We had picked up 3 days of daycare. That's like $700 extra now that we're like missing out on. And I'm like, what if I could just like pay for daycare a week? Or what if I could just make $50 a week? And I Googled and I requested to join Ashley Molstead's coaching sneak peek because I didn't know that like wasn't a thing that you could, like, you were supposed to do. And it's Ashley Molstead, like, she's not going to know. And so I saw her income progression and I was just like, I am very much so money driven. And I was just like, holy shit. Like, I showed the picture to my husband and he was like, okay, Kenzie. I'm like, okay, maybe I can't make 30 grand a week, but what if I could just make like $50? Like, he thought I was crazy. He was like, like, are you sure that you want to start sharing things? And I was like, yes. Like, if I can do anything to help out, like, what I wanted to really talk about, like, is, and what Amy, we were just talking about, is like, you have to figure out your reason why. Like, sure, you're going to have a reason as to why you start your fitness journey in the first place. Like, for me, it was because I couldn't look in the mirror. I couldn't accept who I was. I hated the way my body looked, and I knew that needed to change. But with coaching, it was so much different. My husband, bless him, like, we have been together for almost 6 years now, and that man has worked his ass off for me. Like, we just had our daughter. She's only been in our life a year and a half, but he has just always busted his ass for me. He has worked 16-hour shifts. He has worked every day straight. Before we got married, he worked 167 days straight, took off the day of our wedding, and went back to work the next day. Like, the man works his ass off, and I just saw this gift. I was like, if I could just freaking do something to take some weight off of his shoulders, so that way he could spend some freaking time with our daughter, like, that is all I want. So I need you guys right now, like, just figure out your reason why. Not so much like why you started the fitness, but why are you guys coaching? Like, what is it for you? Like, if it's not gonna make you cry, if it's not gonna hit you in the feels, like, you need to keep asking yourself why. So, like, we made our team do this. We made them go live in our team page, and we're like, okay, what's your reason why? And it's like, well, my husband's my reason why. Well, okay, why is your husband your reason why? Well, because he's worked so hard. Well, okay, but why? It's, well, because he's the biggest freaking pearl I know, and he just wants everything for us. Okay, but why? And it's like, well, I don't want my husband to have to work his freaking ass off every day. Like, that is not a fair life for him to live. Like, that's not fair for him at all. Like, he's missed out on so much stuff. Like, there was this one time it was before we got pregnant. It was when he was working like his 100 days straight, and we were going out with our friends, and he was just like, well, I can't go. And I was like, I don't ever want you to have to like miss out on shit because you have to work. And it's not that we're always hurting for money. It's just that he just wants to make sure that we are 100% like, so if something happens, like, we're covered. And so for me, he's my reason why. Like, I love my daughter with all my heart, and I want her to have a positive role model, but my coaching is for him. So figure out right now what your reason why is. And then with that, when it comes into coaching, and I don't know, like, I'm sure you guys all do the vitals. Like, anytime I talk to them, like, what do you guys do? And they're like, oh, I send messages. Okay. When you're going to send your messages, like, how many people, like, raise of hands here, how many of you guys have talked yourself out of sending the message before? Like, you sat there and you're just like, oh God, no, I don't want to send it. Or you get into the slump, because for me, like, I can get into a slump and I'm like, I'm not going to send messages today. It's fine. I'm not going to send messages. Like, nobody, like, I'll throw myself a pity party. Nobody wants to hang, like, nobody wants to sit with me. Everybody's telling me no, so I'm not going to send messages, because I get in my head so much where I'm like, nope, I'm not going to do it. That is when you have to freaking dig deep and be like, my husband would work overtime. My husband would pick up an extra shift. So if you can't freaking press send, like, shame on you for not freaking pressing send when your husband, you know that he would work overtime. Like, that is where the messages come from. So, or like, that's when I get in my head, I'm like, okay, I know my husband would work overtime, and it's 10 times easier for me to send a freaking message than for my husband to go into work a 12-hour shift. So I think that's like, I know you wanted to talk about why, like, wanted me to talk about how I lean into my why, but that's literally it. Like, I just, like, anytime I'm in my head, I just think of my husband. And my husband is very much so, he knows that I am very Ruby, and he will very much so be like, well, I thought you wanted to retire me. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, let me go send 50 more freaking messages, because he just knows, like, that's what will light me up and get me going. So that's my reason why. And then I can talk about, like, how I send messages or how I go about it. Or Amy, what do you guys, what more do you want? Oh, you're muted. She's muted.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say, like, that is so funny you said that, because that is exactly how my husband is. Because, like, I think something for me, at least, like, my why has sort of, like, evolved and deepened in a way. Like the longer I go with coaching, the deeper rooted, and, like, more like, maybe like you said, like, well, why? It's like I keep pulling up the layers of, like, why it is I'm doing what I'm doing. And it's so important, because I definitely have been feeling those funks, or I get in those funks that you've been describing about. Nobody wants to sit with me. And, like, think that's exactly what I loved about your call, because you talked about it so simply, because that's exactly the mindset. That's exactly it. All right, people are saying no, nobody wants to join me. So you just literally, you go down the spiral hole of, like, okay, I'm not meant for this. Okay, no, I'm never going to reach that, rank, or I'm never going to build the team, or no one's going to want to coach. And, like, I literally have had these thoughts within the last week when it comes to, like, knowing, all right, I got to start recruiting. And it all comes from, like, comparison. So yeah. I think, like, for me, because I think one of the big things I took away from your call was, like, the fact that you did talk so much about that mindset of, like, you can't get caught up. Like, you almost have to, like, all right, your why. Well, what, like, pushes you and lights you up, like, when you're feeling that doubt, and, like, how do you, like just your mindset of, like, well, F you don't want to sit with me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like, I have had to, and so my girls, like, I think, like you said, like, this pre-summer, I think Beachbody knows that, like, the summertime, I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses. The summertime has been way harder for me and my team. Like, people have just been, like, shooting me down. And so I think for me, I had to pull myself out of my pity party. My husband's very good about being like, Kenzie, you're throwing yourself a pity party. And like Amy said earlier, when you get into that mindset of, like, what, like, what you guys have is a freaking gift. Like, send it to everybody and not give two shits what they think, because so many times I have sent so many messages and like, sure, people will be like, no, thanks, I'm not interested. But nobody's ever like, I'm going to come at you with a knife if you send me another message. Like, nobody ever gets that offended. They're going to be like, sure, tell me more about it. Or they're going to be like, no, thanks, it's not for me. And I would get so upset. Like, when people would tell me no, when I first started, I would get so upset. But you have to get into that mindset. You're like, you know what? It's just not their time. I started coaching. I signed up in March. I didn't really start coaching until June. I went to Summit. Like, I hope all of you guys are going to Summit. I went to Summit and I came home, and June was the first time I hit Success Club. Like, last month was when I hit my All-Star, and I was like, I came home from Summit and I was like, let's freaking go. Like, what you have right now is a gift. Think of everything that Beachbody has done for you. Like, has it helped you financially? Has it helped you with self-love? Has it helped you, lose the weight, be more confident, be healthier? Like, why would we keep that from someone? Why do we get so in our heads and so like, I don't want to send the message, when you literally have the gift to almost any freaking problem that someone has? So my girls, every time we have like a group chat and they'll start getting negative, and I'm like, you effers have a gift. I need you to pull your head out of your ass, and I need you to tell me, okay, what is it that Beachbody has done for you? How do you feel? One of my girls, she's done T20 and she's lost like 4 freaking pant sizes in 6 weeks. Like, it is insane. I'm like, go at it with that. If you guys just focus on the negative and you focus on the no and you focus on nobody wants to sign up with me, that's what's going to happen. It's exactly what Amy said. So go into it with, when you don't want to send those messages, I have a gift. I have a freaking gift, and I could change this girl's life. If it's a new mama, I could change her life. Like, you have no idea. And I think, squirrel brain here, like, sorry guys. I don't know how your guys' team run things. I don't know like how you guys are with social media, but if you're not showing up every single day, even through the hard, even through those funks, like I was in a funk in May, but I showed up every single day. And come June, those people that have been watching me, those people that have seen me been real, like I've had many days where I just broke down on my stories crying. And I have had so many people reach out to me and they're like, listen, I might not be able to afford to sit with you right now, but watching your stories, like you show up every day, motivates me. It makes me show up. So you need to be consistent. Like, I'm going to get in on my girls. Like, I love them so much, but they'll get so down because nobody wants to sign up right now. So they'll stop showing up. And it's like, why would anyone want to sign up with you if you're not staying consistent? If you are not showing up for yourself every day, what makes you think that someone who's been watching you for the last week wants to show up and sit with you because you missed all weekend? They're going to be like, well, she's not actually like really in it, because that is the one thing that I have done since I started coaching. Like I said, I went full in June. I haven't missed a day on social media. I show up when I'm mad. I show up when I'm sad. I show up when I'm happy. I show up when I'm celebrating, but I don't miss a day, and I stay consistent. And like, that's when people start coming, when they're like, wow, this girl really means it. Like, she really loves what she does. And she just like had this huge vent session on her stories, but she's still showing up. And I think like you just need the consistency and could just be the light for someone else. Like one of my girls, I use her as an example all the time. She has twin boys. She is a bonus mom of 2 other kids. She shows up. She's a stay-at-home mom. So, girlfriend's got to be like losing her mind, because I lose my mind with one kid. But she shows up every day. And I'm like, there's someone out there who's in the exact same situation as you. There's another person out there who's just like me, who, hated going to their 12-hour shift job, who their job like literally drained the life out of them. But I'm still showing up every day. They see me working in my car. They see me spending time with my kid. They see me doing all these things, and I'm happy. But they're over here with the exact same life, like a mirror, but yet they are so sad. you have the gift to give them to make them happy, and you are their light. So you have to show up every day, because those are going to be your people. Like, they might not sign up when you first get in their inbox, but if you keep showing up and if you keep being real and raw and share your freaking story, they're going to come to you and they're going to be like, I've been watching you for 3 months and we're in the exact same boat. And I don't know how the F you are so happy, but that is what I need. Like, I think so many people want the weight loss and the fitness transformations, but so many other people just want to be happy. They want a community. Like, you guys have an awesome team. You've helped over 18 lives already. Like, so many people just want to be a part of something. So share that. Like, don't just come on your page and share about fitness, because no one can freaking relate to fitness. Like, if you're only posting workout selfies, I do not want to sit with you, because I do not want to spend 24 hours a day working out. Like, I don't like spending my hour right now working out. So you just have to be relatable. Show up as you, show up as real and raw as you can, and just freaking be yourself and send the messages. As much as maybe you don't want to, maybe you're talking yourself out of it. Maybe you've already sent them 4 messages. Like, I know I said on Kate's call, because this is what me and my girls do. Like, if somebody ignores me, I send them the Kevin Hart jiffy thing, like, hello, where are you? Because that is who I am. I am aggressive. I am in your inbox. If you are showing up on my stories every single day, you better bet your ass I'm going to be showing up in your inbox every week, because you're watching my stories for something. And maybe you're just clicking through, but maybe that one time that you send the message, she's going to be like, fine, just tell me more about it. Like, they are showing up and watching you for a reason. So don't feel bad. Don't feel like you're being, a lot of my girls, like, they feel like, well, I'm being annoying. No, you're not. They're showing up on your shit. Like, they like your stuff. You have to send them the invite. You have to send them back-to-back invites. If that's what it takes, like, I mean, don't send them 5 invites in one day. But if they're showing up on your stuff every day, you need to be in their inbox every week. And just, I mean, don't be like, why aren't you doing this? Sometimes I will. Sometimes when I'm in a mood, I'll be like, why are you not doing this with me yet? You have been watching me for over a year, sister. Like, I've been sharing my shit for a year and you've been watching. Could you even imagine where you'd be if you would have said yes a year ago? And they'll be like, I know, I'm just scared. And it's like, oh my God, that's the first time you freaking responded to me. Like, let's just talk about it, because I'm not that scary of a person. Like, I am a human. I can speak. Like, just because I'm sometimes aggressive in my stories doesn't mean I'm going to literally, like, come at you. Like, I'm here to help you. So don't feel bad about sending messages. Don't feel like you're being annoying, because if you get into that head, if you feel like you're being annoying, you're going to be annoying. And just, send them the Kevin Hart emoji, or GIF. Not many people say no to Kevin Hart whenever he's in their inbox, because they are like, oh, hi there.
Oh my God, Kevin Hart. I feel like that would not totally fly with me. I don't know. I wonder if that just suits your personality, because I did try, like, all right, let me look up this gift thing or whatever and see what I can send. I like the
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Yes, I love that one.
Yeah, I like that one.
I sent a girl that one, and she was one of those that had been watching me for months and months, and I just sent it to her, and she responded back with another, like, GIF, whatever, GIF thing, and I was like, we communicated for like 4 things with just GIFs. I was like, are you going to do this with me? And she signed up, which, that doesn't always happen, but
right.
Sometimes you got to, like, pull out whatever, because I'm just like, listen, sister, you've been watching me for a long time. Like, what more do you need from me? And I think, like, I just watched a call recently. I have been, like, my May and June numbers have been so low compared to what I was at the beginning of the month. And so I had to kind of switch my mindset. Like, I was so focused on Success Club. And it's like, Kenzie, like, why don't you just freaking help people? So if someone because before I would get so mad, like, if they didn't want to buy a challenge pack, and it's like, if they just want Energize, like, just give them some freaking unicorn powder and, like, let them love it, and then they'll come back. But I've just started, like, getting into that mindset of Because, you know, when you first start, that's what you want to do. You want to help people. You want to help people. And then when you get going and you like hit the Success Club, you're like, yeah, that's all I want to do. But I had to really like reel in. May was a really hard month for me. And so I was like, Kenzie, you need to just like get your own head out of your ass and start helping people. Because I think I've had so many girls from May who I just started helping that they're like, okay, like I want all the goods. Like I want to do this. So just remember that you have a gift. Not everybody's going to go all at once. But just your mindset, like Amy said, is literally everything. And I notice when I'm in a pity party mood, that's exactly like the kind of responses that I get is nobody wants to, because I'm sitting there saying that nobody wants to sit with me. So that's the kind of responses that I get, because you could type the exact same message, but just the way you come off is so different when you are in that mindset.
Totally. And I actually, I wanted to say something about the difference between, yes, we know we need to hit Success Club. And this is like the battle that I've been having too, because, every month, especially we're growing, we set these goals for ourselves. Like I push more and more every month. Okay, I'm going to go for SC30. Okay, I'm going for SC40. Okay, I'm going for this. Like I'm trying to, reach my own goals. But then same thing, I've had to flip my mindset of being like, okay, maybe I'm not going to think that I'm not, but that's not going to be my main focus.
Oh, right.
Like that's always what I'm going to be like, my goal is to help as many people as I possibly can. But same thing, the people that are giving me like, maybe they've been watching me a long time and they keep like, they're really hung up on Shakeology, or they're really hung up on, money. Like I'm trying to like work with them and just get them set up with on demand, like same thing. I'm like, I used to be so, and that's just, I think that's part of a business thing and part of like, just like a cultural thing, because like I really want us to stand out with the fact that we aren't like every other company.
Right.
I want us, like, I just take so much pride in that, because I think about it all the time, because it's like, all right, I'm not selling hair products. I'm not selling
You're selling something that can legitimately change your life.
Yes, this like that's not why I joined. If it was, I wouldn't have ever joined. Like,
right.
Like you said, like you were so against Beachbody. Like I didn't know about really Beachbody before I was invited. Also, clue of why we have to invite. But I was so anti just the idea of like organized, anything, sororities. I used to make fun of people in sororities in college because I thought that was like such a gimmick, and like, like, oh, ooh, like you guys are so cool, like, but it also ultimately it comes from jealousy. It comes from envy, because I craved that kind of friendship. I craved that kind of community, and like I wanted to feel like I belonged and all that other stuff. But like, what do? We shame it, right? But I think it is. It's just about like, that's the beauty of coaching. And like, that's the beauty of this business, is the fact that I'm constantly, like every single month, there's something that's pushing me, that's, causing me to have to, level up in some way. And like this perfect example is like, yeah, people are way skeptical these days, and like it's also summer, and so nobody cares about working out right now, because
they're like, I already got my bikini, thanks. I don't.
No, well, like nobody cares about being healthy. They just want their White Claws, and they want to just like go ham, right? They just want to like, whatever. But I just think something I just want you to like share really quickly, because I know we kind of just like have just, which I love it. I love just hearing like your mindset about everything, is because we do have a lot of people here that are all working full time still, that are building this in little pockets. And like, I know for you, working and having, your baby and being a wife, like you wore many hats, and you made this work for you with pockets. And like, can you just touch on a little bit of like what that looked like for you, and sort of how it's like shifted now?
Absolutely. So When I started, I was working 3 days a week. They were 12-hour days. So it was, my job was over in St. Louis. So it was a 45-minute commute one way and then 45 minutes back. And I just knew, like, it was a year ago today, like this last week, because my paycheck reflected it. I was like, oh my God, I hit the year mark. Like, my on-demand, like, renewal things were happening. And I was like, what is this? So, but it was, anyways, sorry, squirrel brain. So I just knew, like, I had hit one paycheck where I had made like $200. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, all I did was help 4 people. Like, holy shit. Like, I just knew that there was so much more to this. And I knew how important it was going to be. And I knew that I was going to have to sacrifice time. And I knew I was going to have to stay up late and wake up early. But if I could just build something that I could benefit from a year later, like, I never, ever thought that I would be I was able to quit my job 10 months into coaching because I just busted my ass. But the way my days looked was, I woke up at 3:30 this morning and I was like, how the fuck did I ever do this? I used to wake up at 3:30 in the morning. I would do my workout. When I first started, it wasn't like that because my daughter was a few months old. So, like, our sleep routine was non-existent. So I literally would just, like, go to work, and most of the time I would have to work out like at 9 or 10 o'clock at night, like, get my workout in and just go through it the next day. But towards the end, it was wake up at 3:30 in the morning. I would do my workout. In that time, like, I woke up so early because it's like I have a fresh mind. I just got my workout done. I'm feeling awesome. So what I would do, I would use that next 30 minutes to send out invites. Like, that's when I'm going through my stories. That's when I'm going through my most recent likes, like, from my fitness pictures. And that's when I'm sending invites. Like, every single morning before I even got into the car, if my child didn't wake herself up, before, like, I woke her up at 6, that's what I was doing. I was in here, like, after I got ready for work, I'm sending messages. I get her taken care of, get her to daycare. I always got to work early, most of the time, like 10 minutes. I would take that 10 minutes and I would send messages. Or if I had sent, as many messages as I could possibly think of, I was going and following people. Do you guys 531? Sort of, but that's what I 531 all the time. So I was like 531ing all the time. Like, in that 10 minutes before I went into work, I was 531ing. And then I got to work, and at work, I couldn't really do much because I worked with people, and you can't really have your phone out. Like, that's super rude. So come lunchtime, I would sit in my car and I would send messages. I would follow up with people. It was just little pockets of my day. If I was running a coach sneak peek, I was sitting in my car going live on my lunch break, my 30-minute lunch break, like, going live in my car, because that was all the time I had. I didn't get home until most of the time, like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, like, after going and picking up my daughter, getting her to bed. So then at night, like, I'm checking in with my challengers. I'm checking in with my girls. I'm sending more invites. Like, as much as you don't want to send invites, that's literally, like, that's where it's at. And so if you only have 5 minutes after this call, spend that 5 minutes sending invites. But I was, like I said, I was very good about sharing my life. Like, I don't know how you guys, like, run your Instagram, but I post like 2 to 3, sometimes 4 times a day. And I was always sharing. So, like, when I woke up at 3:30 in the morning, there was that sweaty selfie of me posed, like, before I went to work. I'm like, I got my workout in this morning. Like, you can't tell me that a 12-hour shift and having a 1-year-old is going to stop me from doing this. Get you some freaking Energize and go. Like, it is possible. We can run on little sleep. We are female and we are amazing. And so then at lunchtime, I would either share my food or I would share sitting in my car, like, loving life. And I think it's super, super, super important. Like, my coach told me this, and I tell all of my girls, you have to embrace your season. Like if you are working and you hate your job, like I was just to the point where my job was so mentally draining. Like I loved helping people, but just the patients that I was working with and my coworkers were the most negative people. So going from a negative environment and then being super happy beach body coach was really hard, but you can't get on your social media and talk about how much you hate your job. You can't get on your social media and be like, oh, I have to go to work today. Like, yeah, you have to go to work as well as the however many million other people do too. But if I would always get in my car on a Monday, because Mondays, are the worst. And before I went into work, I would get on my stories and I'd be like, you guys have a freaking amazing Monday. This Monday is going to be the way you make it. And if you're going to come into this Monday and be like, this is the worst Monday ever, it's going to be a bad Monday. But my challenge for you followers is to just try your best to have a good day. And so I just think it's so important to embrace where you're at. Like, you might not love it. It might not be your favorite thing right now, but don't come on there and bitch, because nobody wants to hang out with someone who moans and complains and bitches and hates their job, because I feel like 90% of the people hate their job. So yeah, they can relate to you, but they're like, I mean, she's just like the rest of us. So pick those. When you have time, you have to work. And that is what I did. Like if I was taking pictures, if I was sending messages, if I was 531ing, if I was following people, if I was going live in my groups, whatever needed done, I was just getting it done in the 5 minutes that I had. But I was also very good about sharing how, like, I am happy because I know what my future holds. Like maybe you don't love where you are right now. Maybe, maybe you didn't get the biggest paycheck ever, but talk about every Thursday, you guys should be making a post about coaching and your income. I don't care if you only made $25, talk about, I know what this is going to do for me and my family. I know in a few months from now, like I can't even imagine, like in a year from now, this is going to pay for my vacation. Just talk about the future, because that's what people like. You're giving people hope. And if they see, well, like, I don't know what she's doing, but she was able to put, I have one girl on my team who she's very, very humble about things. And she doesn't want to share like anything about her personal life. And it's like, if you would just share that your check paid for your electric bill, do you know how many people out there are struggling to pay their electric bill every month? Like, it may seem embarrassing to you, but you need to celebrate, because there are so many people that are struggling. So celebrate the small wins. Celebrate that you freaking woke up this morning and you have a job to go to. Celebrate that, I don't know, maybe a patient, like my patients would bring me donuts all the time. Like it doesn't follow our meal plan, but I love donuts, and my patients loved me and they were like, here's a donut for you, Kenzie. I'm like, oh, thank you. You're so sweet. So just embrace where you are right now, because it's crazy. A year from now, you could be sitting at home, like being a stay-at-home coach, a stay-at-home mom. Like we just got, like, our team placed second place in Team Cup, and like we just got an email today, like, you guys get to walk the stage for second place in Team Cup. And it's like, oh, Kenzie, like my first summit, I hadn't sold a single thing, but everybody told me to go, so I went. And since then, it's like, I'm an all-star. I get to walk for an all-star. I get to walk for being a freaking 2-star diamond. I get to walk for being on the Team Cup. Like, it's just crazy if you just get into that mindset, and if you just embrace where you're at right now and love the journey. Like, love the journey right now. Quit searching. Quit saying, well, when this happens, I'll be happier. No. You are where you are right now, and there's someone watching you who wants to be in your exact spot. So I think that was something that I really, like, I'd get in my head a lot, and I'd be like, God, I freaking hate Mondays and I don't want to go to work because it's always a shit show on Monday. But I would show up on my social media as, hey guys, like, I'm going to crush this. Like, you can crush it too. Like, I don't know. That's just my best advice, is embracing where you are, because like I said, someone else wants to be where you're at. And it may not seem like that, but there are so many that want that.
Yes, I love it. Thank you so much. That is exactly Embracing your season, absolutely. Because like I know that was something I struggled with, was knowing I was very much burnt out with where just my situation with my job and just wanting to be where I wasn't, and finding a way to like almost use my social media and use coaching and showing people that it was like literally my outlet. Like this literally is my outlet.
100%. That's how mine was too. Like my job it was just like my boss and everyone was so negative. Like you'd go in there and they were just automatically like yelling at me. And it's like, I didn't do anything. People like, I just showed up to work today. And it's like, just take the negativity. Just know that a year from now, you could be living the life that you only dreamed of. Like it's going to get better, but you just have to keep showing up and you just have to keep doing the damn things. Like don't stop because it gets hard, and don't stop because you're not where you want to be right now. Like if you wanted to be a nurse, you're going to have to go to school for 2 years anyways. Like don't quit when shit gets hard. Like lean in when it gets hard, because that's when you're going to notice like, okay, like I've made it through this struggle. Like things are going to get better.
Mm-hmm. Totally. Yeah. And like, I heard this is, I know it's getting late, so I just want to mention, I listen to Ed Milet sometimes.
Oh my God. I love him so much.
Yeah. One of the most recent episodes I listened to, I shared this like in our chat. I shared it with everybody. I was like, this is fire. It was with the people who do like Biggest Loser or America,
Powell's.
Yes. And he was saying how it's integrity.
Yes.
Like how we will promise everybody else. If we tell somebody else we're going to do something, like, unless you just like really like like are bad, then you might not. But pretty much if it has to do with anybody else, I'll always make it happen, you know? But if it has to do with myself or,
you're the first person that you give up.
First person to bail. And how he was saying how usually it comes down to like one promise broken that spirals you out of whatever. Like for me, like I was thinking about it today because I've been struggling like with my mornings. I don't know if you struggled with this like since you went full time, like kind of like
yes.
Like you think, like you said, like you got up at 3:30, like I used to do that, like on the regular, not 3:30 necessarily, like if I was working 6 8, yeah, sometimes, but like all the time, like 4 to 4:30 a.m. like, and I just did it,
Yeah.
And
because that's all that's what you knew, that you had to do that shit to get it done. Like, and now I'm like, my first month wasn't so hard because I was in this, like, I have to make this happen. And then like recently it was getting harder. I was like, what is going on? And it's like, oh, I'm just getting kind of comfortable, like being at home, but like that's not me. I also have a 1-year-old who is wild and is like in my face all the time. My goal is to send you to daycare every day.
Well, I totally like, yeah, I think what it is like the days that I keep that promise to myself where I just like 5 4 3 2 1 get up are so much better. And like the days I don't, it's like everything else sort of kind of is
out.
I like was thinking about that. That's so true. If we could just, and like that's what it is, like we focus on. That's what my whole mission is like, and I think that's a Beachbody thing too, is like we just want you to like learn how to have integrity with your own health and wellness. Like
make time. Like making time for yourself. Like that is what I preach to every customer, every coach. Like if you're not showing up for you, if like what Rachel Hawes said, like if you're not filling up your own damn cup, like you're going to just be sucked dry. And I didn't realize it until I started all this. And it's like, my morning routine is I wake up, I drink my unicorn powder, I write down in my grateful journal, and then I do my workout. But it's like I have an hour plus to myself because I still am waking up at like 4:30 in the morning before my child does. But taking that time for yourself is so important. And I know that my girls, when they stop doing that, when they fall out of doing their gratitude journal or taking that time for themselves, that's when I notice, like, I'll come at them and I'm be like, hey friend, are you drowning in your own kiddie pool? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, stand the fuck up. Like, if you know what to do to make yourself happy, if you know that writing down in your grateful journal, waking up 30 minutes earlier makes you feel better, like, stop being a stubborn ass and just do it. Like, why are you staying in your kiddie pool drowning face down when you literally could just stand up? Like, you know what's going to make you happy. So stop avoiding doing it. Like, I know it's easier said than done because I have drowned in my own kiddie pool many times, but
Oh my God, do you really say that to your coaches?
yes, I am very blunt. Like, I am very, but I mean, that is who I am. So like, they expect that from me. And she even said, like, because I messaged her, I'm like, hey, how are you? Sorry, there's like a fuzzy. I'm like, hey, how are you doing? She's like, I think you know the answer. She's like, I don't want tough love. I'm like, sorry about you, but
Oh my God, I love it.
here's your tough love for the day is stop drowning in your own damn kiddie pool.
Oh my God, I think I need to like get that quoted somewhere. That's insane. I love it. Does anybody have any questions for Kenzie?
Are you guys all like pushing towards, like, are you emerald, pushing towards diamond, or pushing towards like 1-star, 2-star?
I know. Yeah, unmute yourself and you speak.
I'm pushing for 1-star right now.
Awesome.
Yeah. I have one coach who literally she needs 1 emerald to be diamond. And I'm like, we're trying really hard, and it's hard because like she like on the one leg, like none of those coaches want to really like work yet, but like she has her controlled business center. So we're just trying to like brainstorm and get some people signed up so she can make her boyfriend emerald.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. Like, I have one girl that needs emerald on one leg, and my second business center needs emerald on one leg. And it's like, oh, you could just be a 5-star. And it's like, what I've really struggled with is like, I can't want this for them. Like, I just have to keep breathing life into them. And when it happens, it's going to happen. But I found that like I was 4-star qualifying, and then it was like, shit hit the fan, and it was like, oh, hey, you're just you're just back down to 1-star now. And it's like, what happened, team? We were like, we had so much fire. And so my girls, I tell them, I'm like, because I think everyone is, and I don't know like anything about your guys' team, but everyone is just like, get to diamond. And it's like, no, like, you get to diamond, that's your first stepping stone. Like, diamond is like, think of diamond as emerald when you open up your business center, because that's when like things are going to start happening. But I know for my girls, because Beachbody, like, everyone talks about diamond, like, get to diamond. And then they hit diamond and they're like, I did it. I'm like, can't stop.
Yeah.
You gotta keep going, like, keep pushing, don't lose the fire. But my team has been struggling with that, but that's awesome. So hopefully you get your emerald and you'll get that 1-star.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm emerald pushing for diamond. So I just need to get 2 family members that I need to get to emerald, and then I'll, yeah.
You guys do, if you guys need to go to bed, you can go to bed. Like, do you guys do like, when you guys sign up your challenge packs, do you sign them as coaches, or do you do customers?
I try to like do mostly, I mean, so like what I started doing was I would just send them like the coaching, just like the discount coach. And then like I got a lot of people that were like, I don't want to do this. So now I offer every single person like the option to do the discount, or I say like, if you want to like opt out now, I'll just do it without that. So it's like, for me, it's about 50-50 now. But I feel like I get more people because I like lost some people by just sending them like the coaching membership, like, and not say anything. Because like
what I did, like, and you can take this with a grain of salt, but I have a message that, so whenever they send me like what they want, like they want the Shakeology, the challenge pack, I'm always like, okay, girl, let me get your link set up. please don't panic. It's going to have you sign up as a coach. But I literally do this for everyone because I don't think that anyone should have to pay 25% more if they're getting something that's going to change their life. And don't worry, like if you don't want to coach, you don't have to. But the good thing is if you refer a friend, you're the one getting the $50, not me. Mm-hmm. And I have not had anybody like send back, like not respond with that. If I just like put it out there, as soon as they tell me, I'm like, let me get your link. Let me tell you what it's going to do. Don't panic. It's literally saving you money. They're like, oh, okay. Like that's just what we've done on our team. And we typically don't have too many people coming at us with like, oh, I don't want to coach.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, that's really good. I kind of do a similar thing, not that brilliantly, but I basically come out and say like, I give them the option and I let them know, like, do you want to sign up as a coach? Because this is what I did. Mm-hmm. Because like, so just, because that literally is why I did it. It was because I didn't even care. Like my coach could have told me gibberish, but all I heard was save money. And that's it. So like, that's why I did it. But
yeah, I don't give them the option. But then if they come at me and they're like, I don't want to do that, then I'm like, okay, I can set you up as sometimes I'm like, okay, I'll set you up as a customer. You'll just pay me 25% more a month, but that's fine. And they're like, oh, well, I don't want to do that. And I'm like,
I do know I have had similar situations recently in the last couple months. Again, I think it's just like the shifting of like, there's just so much out there right now that people are more skeptical of the idea of being signed up as a coach. But I think that's when I switched up how I asked.
Like you said it,
and I get a lot less like objections. But what was I gonna say? Oh, same thing happened to me of dropping down in rank, and it was same thing. I've been through so many mindset shifts these last couple months of realize, I think we get like, I went to NLC. Were you at NLC?
No, I just hit 1 star. I hit 1 star in January, and yeah.
So same thing, because like I was pushing, I thought we had to be 2-star to go to NLC. So I was pushing for 2-star in Thanksgiving. I was like, I didn't do it. And then I was like, oh my God, like Leah actually was like, no, you get to go. Like it was 1 star. And but I still felt like a fraud because like I know that up until that point it was 2-star. And so I was happy, but I was also like kind of like disappointed in myself in a way. Like, I don't know, but so I went, and then they're all like, of course I want to get to 5-star.
Right.
But it's the same thing. Like you can't want it more. And you can only, my mentor said to me, she's like, you can technically control 3 diamonds. She's like, I don't want you in control of 3 diamonds. Like, of basically like,
I've got my husband and my second business center, which my second business center, I know it'll get to diamond at some point, like we're close, but it's just like, I'm not going to push to be, it's not that I don't want to push to be a 3-star, but it's just like, I pushed so hard and I got that 4-star qualifying. And then it was just like, everything came crashing down. It's like, what are you even doing? Like, why are you pushing like so hard when other people don't see the value in it yet? It's not that they don't want it. It's just that they don't get it yet because, like my team's new. They're like, well, you told me to get to diamond and I got to diamond. They don't see it. Like most of my team started in January. And so they just kind of are like, I'm just doing what you told me to do.
And no, sorry, keep going.
It's okay. It's just like what you're saying. It is amazing, but they still are learning. So I'm like, quit pushing them because I don't want to push them and then be like, why am I even doing this? It's like they have to figure it out themselves why being diamond and beyond is like so the goal. And so it was like my last few months have been very like, I was like, I'm going for 5-star, and then it's like, oh, I'm a 1-star, oh, I'm a 2-star, I want that 2-star bonus, and it's like, oh no, just kidding, someone's gonna drop right at the end of your qualifying. It's like, okay, like that's fine. Ed Milet says we have to go through these hard seasons.
Well, I just, what it made me realize was like, that's, I want a team. That's not why I bottom line, that's really not why I love coaching. Okay.
Right.
Is to push for a rank. I want to achieve that rank. I want to achieve way more than that rank, but I want
to achieve it because your girls are helping other women. Like that is what, for me, I'm like, why do I want to be 5-star? And it's like, because if I'm 5-star, that means I have 5 girls below me, like helping so many women. Like, for me, it's like, it's not even the 5-star rank. It's just that, can you imagine like how many people you guys are helping if you are a 5-star? And so that's what I'm like, you're going to get there. It might not be by leadership, but you're going to get there. You just have to wait for your people to have so much more belief in themselves too. Like,
and so much more fun. Like that is a fun business. Like when everyone is like in it for the same reasons. Everyone has their vision and everyone's, So I'm like, that's what my focus is. And like, because again, and like, I think that was what was getting me into funks, is I think when you're focusing on,
you focus on the rank,
success club, but not helping people, right? And like, and you're focusing on rank, but not like why you want to achieve the rank and why you all these things. Like, so anyway, all right, we could chat forever, I feel. I don't want to keep it 10 o'clock. But thank you so much, Kenzie. And
thank you guys for having me.
And I will get this recording up tomorrow. So I hope everyone has a good night.
Goodbye.
Bye.